Welcome to KetoMealsAndRecipes.com. After trying a lot of sugar-free caramel recipes, which I found on the internet, I was really not happy with the results I was getting, so I began to experiment to determine if I could come up with a new recipe. And I'm very happy to share this recipe with you. So here's my keto caramel sauce and soft caramel fat bomb recipes. The macronutrient ratio is 16.7 to 1, and because there's no dietary fiber, both the total and net carbs are equal to 0.8 grams per serving. I begin this recipe by first making a simple syrup. In a small pot, add the water and bring it to a light boil, and then add the sweetener. I prefer to grind my sweetener to a confectionery consistency because it dissolves faster. But you don't have to. You can use the granulated sweetener as well. The difference is it will just take a little longer to dissolve completely. To make this recipe taste really good and like real caramel, you do have to use a sweetener that has a golden or a more brown sugar taste. After adding the sweetener, stir very well. Then bring the liquid to a very light boil again. As you're cooking, stir continuously and cook over medium heat until the sweetener is completely dissolved and a deep golden color. Depending on your stove, you may have to lower your temperature if the simple syrup begins to boil too rapidly. It took me about 2 to 3 minutes to get the simple syrup to the right color and consistency by having some of the water evaporate. Next, in a deep-sided frying pan or pot, add the butter and cook over medium heat until the butter solids separate. This is the same process as making ghee, but instead of removing the fat solid, you actually want the solids to remain in the pot and to darken. It's these darker milk solids that will give your caramel a nice honey color. At this point, slowly add the simple syrup to the frying pan. Be very careful because this mixture is very hot. Stir well. Cook for a minute or two to combine the two ingredients and for the color to deepen to a darker golden honey. Add your salt and vanilla and stir well. Next, slowly and carefully add your cream. Stir right away, but I'd really like to emphasize this caution. When adding your cream, everything in your pot will froth and expand very quickly. This frothing and bubbling liquid is extremely hot, and if it touches your skin, because it's very hot like candy, it will burn you. So again, please be careful. This is also why it's important to have a deep-sided pot. You don't want your frothing liquid to overflow. Continue cooking over medium to medium-low heat, keeping the caramel at a very light simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. As your caramel sauce is cooking, stir continuously so that your caramel doesn't burn. As I said, cook for 15 to 20 minutes or until you notice that your sauce thickens, covers the back of the spoon, and sticks to the spoon. When your sauce has reached the right consistency, in other words, pours like liquid honey, remove from heat right away and let the caramel sauce cool slightly in the pan. If you're planning on not using it right away and storing your caramel, pour it into an airtight glass container. This will keep for quite a while in your refrigerator. And after it's gotten hard in your fridge, you can freeze it. A few pointers I'd like to share with you. This sauce will harden even at room temperature as it cools. If you're using the caramel sauce as an ingredient, as in a frosting, you'll need to heat it up and soften it before adding it to the whipping cream. If you want to make soft caramel-shaped fat bombs, pour about 15.5 grams or just a little under 1 tablespoon into each of 10 molds, and then let it just cool on your counter. Place into the refrigerator, not the freezer. The texture and mouthfeel of these fat bombs will be soft and creamy, more like a soft creamy fudge than a hard candy caramel. You and your family may prefer the caramel very sweet as per this recipe. However, I prefer my caramel with a reduced sweetener quantity. You can adjust the sweetness anywhere between 35 grams and the 70 grams as indicated in the recipe. Also remember that different sweeteners will have a different degree of sweetness, so adjust accordingly. I will often use the sauce to make caramel cream frosting, as in my keto chocolate cake with caramel cream frosting. You really should try this cake, it's really amazing. Or another excellent use of the more liquid sauce is to use it over ice cream. Enjoy. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please give it a thumbs up to indicate that you like the recipe and turn on the notification bell. I always love hearing from you, so please leave your comments below. See you next time. The link to the printable recipe is available in the description below.